First of all, what is diabetes? How can you develop diabetes? How does it affect your body? And can it really affect your behavior? Well, for starters, diabetes is one of the leading cause of deaths, and its primary cause is still unknown. Not a great start, is it? There are many speculations that eating too much sugar will lead to diabetes. However, we are already eating too much sugar. Ideally, humans should take only 90 spoons of sugar per day. But an average American consumes about 41 teaspoons of sugar per day, and that's equivalent to 150 pounds of sugar per year.
These assumptions originated because diabetic people will tend to have high sugar level in their bloodstream. However, this is not because they've been eating too much candies. It's because their cells became resistant to insulin, which allows the glucose to move into your cells where energy is needed. As a result, these glucose that aren't able to enter your cells will build up in your bloodstream, causing a spike in sugar level.
The best thing that you can do to prevent developing diabetes is to maintain healthy diet and proper exercise. As obese people are more susceptible to developing diabetes. However, diabetes is also caused by genetic susceptibility, which means if one of your family members has one, there's a higher chance of you developing one too.
Now let's talk about worst case scenario and you develop a type 1 diabetes. Now there's a lot of factors you might want to consider. Cardiovascular disease, nerve damage, eye damage, foot damage, skin conditions, hearing impairment, Alzheimer's disease, and of course, the main reason why I'm here, the mental and behavioral effects such as confusion, anxiety, irritability, and anger and depressions. Now, that's some collateral damage.
And yes, you heard it right. Diabetes can also affect your behavior and your mental wellness. As your cells becomes more resistant to insulin, the glucose level that can enter your brain drops, and the glucose is very much needed to release serotonin, which regulates your mood, and lacking serotonin will lead to several behavioral and mental wellness issues.
How can you tell if you have diabetes? According to my research, the following are some diabetic symptoms: excessive thirst and increased urination. Diabetic signs and symptoms include excessive thirst and increased urination, as well as slow healing sores or frequent infections. Additionally, there is blurred vision and weight loss.
Diabetes is classified into two types: type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, and pre-diabetes, which is defined as having higher than normal blood glucose levels, but not quite high enough yet to qualify as type 2 diabetes. Blood sugar fluctuation can have an impact on one person's mood and mental state. When blood sugar levels return to normal, these symptoms usually go away. Blood glucose fluctuation can cause rapid mood changes including depression and irritability. As I previously stated, the increase of our blood sugar in the body combined with the introduction of drugs to maintain our blood sugar has many effects on the body, resulting in mood swings. What's going on in your internal environment has a big influence on your response mechanism. For example, if you drink alcohol, one of the possible side effects is brain damage and behavioral changes, as well as a diabetes person, particularly those who inject drugs. If you have diabetes, you are likely to experience admission high and lows. Your blood sugar levels has an impact on how you feel and how you contribute to mood swings. Diabetes affects more than just behavior because if blood glucose levels remain high for an extended period of time, diabetes can damage the heart, blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, and nerves over time, causing chronic problems and premature death. Diabetes can also cause frequent urination, increased thirst, blurred vision, fatigue, and headache in a short time. One of the most important things a diabetic patient can do to avoid more serious complications is to keep their blood sugar under tight control. Just sharing my experience, I recall having a diabetic friends who are injecting insulin when I was in a rehabilitation center. They also go on the food diet. I have noticed that it's difficult for them to get along and cope up with less because their hobbies are under the TC program. So it's difficult to move, especially for those who are undergoing maintenance drugs to cope up with their illness, the rate at which they become enraged and irritated. Look how simple changes have significant impact on human life and health.